The threat from espionage did not go away with the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s. The UK remains a high-priority target for a number of countries. Their aim is to obtain information and material that will advance their own military, technological, political, and industrial programs and give their economies a competitive advantage.
Morning.
Morning.
New car? Very nice.
Cheers.
Good morning, it's 7:30. Here's the BBC News. More than 200 jobs could go at the large company AE Dynamics in the west of the county. This news comes at a most unexpected time, as the firm has only just announced a major expansion programme. A spokesman declined to comment on the losses, but a union representative said this would have a big impact on the area.
Claire, what's going on?
Not now, Don.
It's on the front page. Have you read the paper?
No, that can't be right. I've just bought a new car.
Is everyone here?
Yes, they're all waiting.
Right, let's get on with it. Right. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the way the news hit the media before we had a chance to tell you. Unfortunately, the media got hold of the story. Now they're having a field day. You all know how I do things, so I'll come straight to the point. What you've read in the papers or heard on the radio is true. Please. We've just experienced a catastrophic financial disaster, and I'm not using these words lightly. It's a disaster for the company. We've lost the 0A59 contract. We all know how much work, not to mention the months of R&D that have gone into the bid for this contract. And everyone in this room will understand the consequences of losing it. I have to tell you now that this will mean redundancies. This is going to be a very, very difficult time for all of us.
Redundancies?
I know you'll all be anxious about where the cuts will have to fall. All I can tell you right now is that we're working closely with HR on this, and we'll keep you informed about how it's going to affect you. I'll take questions later. First of all, I'd like to pass you over to Matt Taylor, our head of security, who will explain to you how we think this contract was lost.
Thank you, Ben. We have been the victims of economic espionage.
Espionage? Who do you think he is? James Bloody Bond?
Now, I know that some of you are thinking this sounds like something out of the Cold War or even a James Bond film. But I will tell you straight, economic espionage is alive and well and is going on under our very noses. We believe that the loss of the 0A59 contract is a direct consequence of economic espionage. Now, the people who carry this out are very clever. The methods that they use are subtle and are aimed at gaining an organisation's most valuable information. The techniques they use, well, that depends on the people they have chosen as victims. And these victims can be anyone. Anyone from a director's PA to an admin assistant to someone who works in IT, the head of HR, someone who is a sales rep, or even the managing director. Every business is vulnerable. Every person in a business is vulnerable. Believe me, any one of us in this room, even me, could, without realizing it, have given away vital information. Someone, somewhere, has been gathering little pieces of information over a period of time. And eventually, these little pieces form a full picture of what we do here and how we do it.
Are you trying to tell us that the job losses are our fault?
Well, yes. In a way. Look, I'll be straight with you. This affects all of us, even me. Information, vital information about this company's business has been stolen for our competitors. So, how could this happen? Well, we all know what this is. We use them here all the time. Some months ago, a seemingly innocent person handed one of our USB sticks in at reception, saying that someone had dropped it in the car park. The receptionist sent it to the IT department with a compliment slip. To all intents and purposes, it was one of ours. Well, it had our logo and there was a company note with it. The USB stick was plugged into a computer to see what was on it. It contained one of our standard sales presentations, so it all looked fine. IT sent the USB stick off to admin to trace the owner, but by then the damage was done. In fact, the USB stick contained malware, a hidden program that carefully targeted our key systems and, completely undetected, started sending all sorts of data out. It bypassed all our corporate security systems. Piece by piece, information was being gathered. The question is, why us? How did these people know about the 0A59 contract? How did these people know how to get into our systems? Well, we've made some initial investigations, and although we can't be certain, this is what we think might have happened.
Yeah, that last speaker was good. But you know what? We've got something fantastic lined up that's going to blow their big idea right out of the water. And we've got a big fat contract lined up too, so just you wait. Of course, I shouldn't really be mentioning anything. It's all very hush-hush, but it's going to be big bonuses all around this year. Anyway, I better get going, but here's my card. And if you're still interested, there's some basic company info on this.
But that's not all. How many people here use social networking sites? Well, did you know that the things we say about ourselves on these sites can easily be picked up and pieced together? Now, this could be valuable information to someone. Think about it. It's not that difficult to work out by using company websites or social networking sites where you work, who you work with, and who the key people are. In effect, you're telling the world what you're up to and where you hang out. Now, you might not think you're important, but you are.
To be honest, I don't really feel like it. I don't really fancy it.
Knowing all these things makes it quite easy for someone to befriend you. Maybe you meet up because you discovered that your new friend has a similar job and just happens to live in the same area.
I'm not going to go with it.
Now it's even easier to get all sorts of seemingly innocent information from you. What's the boss like? Where does he live then? Where did you say he was going? When? Who's he meeting? What tenders were you moaning on about? But it's not just ordinary members of staff who are targeted. It can also happen to senior managers and directors. Perhaps you happen to meet someone friendly who has the same interests as you.
Well, as a matter of fact, you're asking the right person.
I could go on, but I think you've got the picture. Ben. Ben?
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions?
When are we going to find out?
What about redundancy pay? What about
Please, one at a time, please. Yes, yes.
Experts reckon that there are at least 20 foreign intelligence services operating against UK interests. Information of interest extends from manufacturing processes and research programs through to negotiating positions, financial transactions, or longer-term strategy developments. Your business, your organization may be vulnerable. Know how to protect it and yourselves.